Welcome everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be beginning a Let's Play of a game called Disco Elysium. This game came out just under a week ago, and I picked it up because it looked amazing. It is a top-down role-playing game. There's no real combat in it per se. Everything is handled by skill checks and rolls based on your stats, so you don't have to worry about actual fights or anything like that. But the game is heavily narrative and there is a ton of exposition, so we're going to be reading a bunch of stuff. It's very, very much an immersive world type experience as opposed to sort of like a dungeon crawler or anything like that. So expect to get sucked into the actual story and lore of this universe. We're going to get started right away. So you can pick one of the pre-selected archetypes. You can be a thinker, a sensitive person, a physical person, or you can create your own. And I'm going to create my own because it's funner that way. So we're going to grab... So in total, we can have, how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points. I'm going to be intelligent. Intelligence 5, maybe? We'll grab one. Actually, you know what? Let's make a really well-balanced character. We're going to grab some good motor skills. Oh, it doesn't really work if you try and balance your character, though. I guess we could have a weak physique and just be average at how... good we are with people. Pretty smart. And we are pretty agile, but we really, really suck at physical stuff. We will literally die in a single hit. But that's okay. We're going to do our best to stay out of trouble. So you can choose skills. There's tons of them. So you can choose hand-eye coordination, for example, which gives you an extra stat into that. So if we set the signature skill, will now be 5 in it. But... we're gonna go find something else to do. I think we're gonna do logic. We can deduce the world. We can produce fascinating trivia. We can learn rhetoric. We can be dramatic. We can play the actor and lie and detect lies. That actually might be really useful. We can conceptualize, understand creativity, see art in the world, or we can do visual calculus, which is sort of understanding how the laws of physics work and stuff like that. Let's do drama, though, I think. Yeah, let's give that a shot. Alright. The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address, even in the clearest water, if deep down enough can drown. Alright, we're gonna begin the game.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
Never, ever, ever?
Never, ever, ever, baby.
I will just simply keep on non-existing.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
What was that about the X something?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a pool of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
No, I wanted to know about the X something.
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyssopelagic zone.
No, I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light, and wanting things from people who don't want to give them to me.
Do you really?
I do, let me off.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much over yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Fear and apprehension, you should ask yourself what's out there first. Wait, I did this to myself?
Yes, your one disco mother.
Tell me, what's waiting for me?
There's this giant ball there, in evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
How big's the ball?
You can't even make out it's a ball when you're juking it out. It's that large.
How small are the apes?
Infinitesimally small.
And this duking it out I keep hearing about. What's that?
Vying for resources. It's a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
That's sad.
Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago.
What do you mean, drowned?
You lost.
The sound outside, you recognize it. It's a Kyrieru Kanema motor carriage. We're also going to turn down the volume just a tiny bit on the game. It's a little bit loud. We are this poor disheveled man who is in his underwear. Alright, let's turn down the volume just a teensy tiny bit. There we go. Alright, that should be better. This magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. We drank a whole giant bottle? That's insane. Anyways, let's go grab whatever this is. It's tape. We took an empty cassette case. We're also going to grab a shoe. We grabbed our left foot shoe. We can also talk to the window or grab pants. Let's put pants on first because we're looking a little worse for the wear with just our underwear on. Alright. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. Let's do visual calculus. It's easy. We can hopefully assess the damage. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from inside. Did I break it with my own hands? I look at them. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. What did this then? More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after the impact. Assess the size of the impact. It's too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would also have been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. Maybe it wasn't me. You mean somebody else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it? This person also forced the drinks on you. I should go and get that shoe. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. We gained 5 experience for figuring out the mysterious case of our shoe. Also, we can do this. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. Let's fish them out. It says whirling in rags on the aluminum keyring. There's a single key on the ring, the number 1 etched onto it, and should open the door. Let's grab our shirt. That's just more of a jacket, really. Our shirt's in the bathroom, I think. We are looking grim. Oh, we have a thing. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should have sent a poet. You see bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs. So I'm a drunk. Very clearly. There's a locked door there. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped off half the faucet. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there underneath the soft vapor. Wipe the mirror. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort! You clearly have not thought this through. You would not like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. I don't care, I'll swipe the mirror anyways. Behold! I'm one grim-looking man. You have no idea what this thing is, do you? Or who this thing is, do you? Dear Lord, help me, what is this? Whatever it is, at least it's dead now. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? I'm not making it, the face is just making it itself. Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. Okay, I'll try and stop. Oh my god, you can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You've worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What's the emotion you're trying to convey? Superstardom. You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. From here it looks like a cadaverous spasm. I'll check for pulse. You find no sign of life on your swollen neck, however, you're putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive, for now. We can try and do the formidable check. It is 28% chance. Unlikely we're gonna get it, but we'll try it anyways. Nope. These white ones, these white challenges, we can try again later. They just lock until you level up the skill involved. And we didn't get that one either, so it's worth a try. We'll come back later and try those again, probably. We need to get this fan thing taken care of. We should also save. Okay, so this game, oops, we're gonna save. I also have a single player game going, or like a non-channel game. I have to call this one something different. We're gonna call this one Channel 01. Keeping a lot of saves is very important because you can die really easily in this game. This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Even chance? We'll try it. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. Let's pull on the fan. The blades come to a squeaking halt. I pull on the light bulb. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. We'll turn the lights off. The lights are off. You can actually die by leaving the lights on. It gives you a damage and you can actually just straight up die. It's pretty funny. We can finally leave our room. Alright. Lose 11 degrees centigrade rainfall. There's something on the table. It is 40 reals, which is the money. The calendar says it's March. The year is 51.
Hello, officer.
Hello, random person. Clashy Miss Orange Disco Dancer. The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. Officer? My military personnel?
No.
She seems perplexed by your question. Then why'd you call me officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
She pulls on her cigarette. You're shitting me.
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time.
Yeah, she takes another drag. All this time?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
I'm gonna try the expression on her and let her know that I want her physically. We succeeded. Oh my god. Try the expression. Come on. Why are you still doing this? I'm at death's door, bloated, a goner, and still, does the longing ever stop? Alcohol raises testosterone levels, especially in men, she says matter-of-factly. The levels remain elevated after inebriation ends, and the pain begins. You see comfort. It's only natural. She puts out her cigarette. Are we gonna go with her? Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need, the need to ask questions. It's like you said the word or words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes. Before you go, I have some questions for you. Yes? Your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night? Oh, there was the usual ruckus, she shrugs. Loud disco music. Did I have any visitors? I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. She nods towards room 3. Loud disco music. Oh yes, various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations? Prime among them. She raises an eyebrow, waiting for the name to connect with you. Oh, that, yeah. Oof, the less said about ooh, the better. Ooh, we're huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, she sings, but we go on. Mostly just gets hard, doesn't it? It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. What happened? A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time you were yelling along to it. Was I singing this? Showed the empty case of the smallest church in St. Cien's? Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church, like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that, and also, what else? That it doesn't matter anymore, and that we are all alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. When you say wounded, do you mean that in like a cool way, like a wild beast? Yes, it was very cool. It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or really means it. What happened? Then he started screaming and trashed the place. Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted? No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing the room. A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped, and the furniture too. The real Destructathon. There was screaming, then I think you passed out. Please tell me there wasn't anything else. There was, I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5, she nods, and that was it. Tell me, is it 51 now? It's 51. What century? The current century. And what's that? What number? Centuries don't have numbers, they have names, and this is the current one. How many centuries have there been, then? Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir, she grins. What's so funny? You're right. Her expression turns serious. There's nothing funny about civilization. What's this place? Where am I? You're in a hostel, sir. No, where are we? Where in the world? We are in Revachol. Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time. Revachol forever. Forever and ever. Okay, you can go now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Well, we talked to our first person. Went not too bad. Can we knock on the door? No answer. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. I'm so alone. The door is indifferent to your loneliness. The world does not care. Knock again. Try the handle. The door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. Okay. Well, we're gonna leave that door alone for now. We haven't gotten our shoe yet either. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. Alright, let's go outside. There is a door here. And now we just play the waiting game while it loads. There's our shoe. The smell of the sea makes us dizzy. Task complete, find our other shoe. There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. Like two baby crocodiles. Wait, these do not look like normal cop shoes. It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are. How do they fit? Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told. That's fair enough. Red checks can only be tried once. So we gotta keep that in mind. When we're doing our red checks, we might not get another chance. We're heading downstairs. Let's see what there is to see and do in the main lobby. There's a couple people there to talk to. There's a dude asleep down at the bar there. Alright, what's this say? Summer door closed for the winter. Oh, it's winter time. This is where the lyrics would be. And a big old karaoke mic just waiting for someone to sing into it. Could be us, we could go singing. The speaker is connected to the radio, the music seasoned with static. You should totally sing karaoke here, first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed, people need to know of your vast oceanic soul. My soul is immense. Utterly, and it needs to be heard, through a PA system, by other people. This goes well with the theory I'm developing that I'm a down-on-my-luck superstar person, who mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this. Thought, see if it works. What should I sing when it comes to it? You should sing the sad small church song from the tape you found, though I thought it was obvious. Of course, they'll really gauge on my soul with that one. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. You sing the sad song, blah blah blah. Of course, they'll really gauge on my soul with that one. Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic, small church song. Who's laughing now? No one. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed. Alright, we need to find that tape and do karaoke. Let us talk to the barman. Gart, the cafeteria manager. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance and then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now, he is purposefully ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan. I sense you're not a fan of mine. Oh no.
You're a hero. A real hero cop.
He says without looking up. Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this? So not only am I a cop, but I'm also a hero?
Yes, you are. A real decorated hero.
What did I do?
What did you not do? First, you took the body down. Then you solved the murder. Then you didn't trash my hostel room. Maybe you even negotiated the strike.
Oh my god, I did all those things?
No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything even remotely useful since you got here.
What have I been doing then? Have you seen me around?
No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
He looks down again and keeps plucking at the bird. Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject. You look like a bartender.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager.
What's the difference?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
And where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know.
He shrugs. His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something. She just... What?
So now you're a cop? Forget it.
I look at the stuffed bird. A competent work of taxidermy, the white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings is broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is a great squaw. The seabird is a symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola. The Insulindian Isola. The part of the world you are in right now. The small steel tag says as much. The Great Squaw. Stercorarius Squaw. Something about it makes you feel bitter. What happened to the bird?
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy? He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. And we're gonna leave that, I guess? The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting. The door is bolted. A sign reads, "Kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300 hours." Inside you catch a glimpse of union paraphernalia, a strike poster, and some red penance? Yes, I know words. A sign reads, "Mess hall reserved for union members. Doors open at 1600 hours." The Sorrel pinball machine is unplugged.
Hello, sweetie.
Hello.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
She nods towards the man in the orange bomber jacket. Just gonna check one more thing really quickly here. Just gonna turn down the music a tiny bit more. There we go. Alright. A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. It looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You're sure of this, but why? On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as your blazer. Hold on, who is he to me? He is your half-brother. I shake his hand.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
His grip is firm. You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative, conceptualize. We haven't We have a pretty good chance, actually. We failed, though. It's very, very cool, but maybe just a bit too ostentatious? No, it's not. Raphael Ambrosius Costio is one classy name for one classy cop. Say it. My name is Raphael Ambrosius Costio.
Yes.
Costau.
Well,
He doesn't even process what you just said, just moves on. Not for a moment does he believe that's your real name. He casts it aside as an interdepartmental joke or a peculiarity he doesn't
it
understand.
looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you've been otherwise occupied. You mean him? I nod to the cafeteria manager. Yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews?
What interviews?
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest. And then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice.
I have not.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
The dead body? Yeah, I don't like dead bodies.
Sure, but did you take it down from the tree?
Look, man, you know, yeah.
Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree?
No.
So the body is still in the tree?
This is the first time you detect a wariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to be no longer in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
What if I told you I'm not really a police officer? We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will. And then, soon after, dead bodies will be dangling from all the trees. He concludes, but first we have to take it down. How can you be so sure I'm from the police? I was sent here to meet a detective from the Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back. He points to your jacket. I suppose you could have been impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it, but for now I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspector General. Inspector General means Internal Affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad, and isn't supposed to suspect such things. You mean Internal Affairs? Yes. But I'm not them. I'm from Criminal Investigations. You said insignia. These white rectangles, you mean? Point to the sleeve. Yes. But they're just white rectangles. They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's not my concern. I just need you to do your job. But shouldn't I have, like, a badge or something? You mean you don't have a badge? It wasn't Tommy when I woke up. Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave radio. You can use it to report your badge as missing. I would advise you locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence. But I can't remember anything. He looks at you for a moment in silence. I can see you drank last night, and the night before, and that you're still drunk now, but I've seen officers go through much worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there's a general store nearby, but as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. What were we supposed to do again? Go talk to the manager, then go out back and take the body down. Well, let's roll. After you, officer. Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by clicking on him. Okay. Let's talk to you.
Hello again, sweetie. I see you met up with your colleague.
She looks at the lieutenant. The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's sweetie? Does that mean you like me?
You are a handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw, and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides.
She looks off into the distance.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. Selena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. Yes, officer, you look rather dazed, like a stunned fox, but surely things can't be that bad. I drank so hard I literally forgot everything. Oh my. It takes her a moment to process. You know where we are, right? The Whirling in Rags cafeteria? It was on my keys. That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria located? In Revachol? Yes, indeed, we're in the fine city of Revachol. And Revachol is the disgraced capital of the world, something like that. Yes, great, see, now we're getting somewhere. What else do you know about our city of splendor, tattered as she may be? Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this? Her grey eyes widen. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. There's a pause, as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? It's the spring of 51. That's right, dear. How splendid. Take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded. Her relief is palpable. She's getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. I can tell this is taxing on you, so I'll ask you just one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Some kind of democracy, maybe? Nope, sadly not. Revachol is what is called a special administrative region under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have, she thinks, is market-driven. Meaning buying is voting. But if there's no government, how come there are cops? Oh dear, she shakes her head, suddenly very worried. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for now, today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. So how'd I do? You were doing quite well up to the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things, history, and places. Remembering reality, in a word, is very odd. Or it's very odd. A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. What is the revolution you mentioned? A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. But I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me. Of course, sweetie. I don't really know how to explain it better. Who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask. She turns to the lieutenant. No, he looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I wouldn't be a guide either. I'm a detective. Of course, she turns to you. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. That's a good point. This doesn't look like a rich central. You seem to be in a chair. Yes, dear, I'm a paraplegic. Paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height or a grenade explosion. A grenade? Did you fight in a war? No, dear, I'm not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty. Were you a tightrope walker? Nothing so extravagant, dear, though what young girl doesn't dream of soaring over a crowd? What'd you do then? I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail-order shoe company. You'd think it'd be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays. She runs her hands over the chrome wheels of her chair. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Let's move on. No problem, she nods, smiling up at you from behind her glasses. How'd you like to roll with me? Her eyes light up. Whatever do you mean? I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, and catching sequence killers. Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie. She sounds impressed. A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. Kim, of course. I forgot I had you. Yes, and it seems that you do well to stick close to him. He has the look of an upstanding officer of the law. Someone you can lean on, and sweetie, you are looking unsteady. She looks down, and even if you weren't there, I don't think you'd have much use for me. Why? 3 heads are better than 2. Thank you, but... She looks out the window wistfully. Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd only slow you down. She looks back at you with a hopeful glint in her eye. Perhaps another time. I should go. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case. She gives us a small wave. And we have auto-saved, but we're going to call it here. That's pretty much a good time to end the video, and then we'll talk to the guy next time. We're going to save this as channel. do. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.